Hi, many gamers know this. Stockpiling health potions because they could be useful later, keeping equipment in inventory due to some unique perk and end up not using it once, not being able to get around without checking every corner of a map and picking up every item so you don't accidentally miss any content, even though this is not giving you almost any fun at all. Yet we keep doing that. Somehow our brains are hardwired to follow this kind of pattern. We want to be good at given games, and we treat them as to-do lists. We get a false sense of accomplishment when we can tick a checkbox next to a pointless objective. I'm also this kind of gamer, although given that I don't have that much time to play anymore, I have learned to just ignore all the side objectives in games and just focus on the stuff that gives me the most fun. But the urge to not miss out any content is always there, lurking in the corner. With that in mind, I've designed Pumpkin Man to have safety mechanisms that would keep the player focused on the main objective. The fun comes from the gameplay itself and all systems are working together tight. For example, destructive walls. Some of my friends when playing the game were expecting loot to drop from them. Of course, this would add some variety to the gameplay, but it also would change the way the levels are approached by the players. Many of them would try to destroy every wall in level, they would keep searching just to make sure of that. This would quickly become tedious instead of fun, and probably my approach to level design would change too, as I would be afraid to bore players. And because there's no hidden loot in the walls, they have clearly stated function, blocking movement and being destroyable. Those two features, without additional baggage of hidden loot, enabled me to create some unique levels, in this case less is more. Another example of this design approach is how character progress works. Pumpkin Man is quite a challenging game. This was intended from the start as I like player skill-based gameplay. I could spend many hours repeating the same combat or level, but I didn't want to make the game too hard. I wanted players to feel a sense of progress even when they are repeating levels, so they don't feel stuck. Given that every time you lose, none of the collected experience or candies in this case are lost. But this could quickly lead to players grinding experience on first levels just to be overpowered later in the game. To combat this, I added a system that will reduce the amount of experience gained on a given level based on how much experience was already obtained on this level. This nicely works with the fact that the objective of each level is just to kill most of the enemies, not all of them, just most. The player is never rewarded for clearing out levels completely, so they have a strong incentive to get to the next level as quickly as possible, because they will progress character faster there. This approach opened a way for another type of level, one where you are discouraged to clear them out, and still you don't feel like you are missing out on experience. There are more such design decisions. No stats are shown to you to tell you how much of the level you cleared. There aren't any grade systems used to rate your level completion speed and so on. The only stat you're given is level completion time, but given that there is no reference, you can only compete against yourself. Most players won't care, and those who do have all the mechanisms needed to compare their scores. I will take a moment to tell you that Pumpkin Man is already available on Steam and itch.io. You can get it or add to your wishlist, so you'll get an email when it will be on sale. Now a quick update about the progress I made for the new game. Most time I spent programming foundation for my custom UI system. Right now I have some basic layout programmed and rendering pipeline. There's still some groundwork left to do, then I can move to make actual controls and first use cases. I won't go into much detail here as I plan to make a more in-depth video about this topic, a little more technical than usual. That's all for now. Subscribe for more and leave a comment if you have any questions. I'll be back in 2 weeks. Have a nice day.